I heard my girlfriend's voice through the door. "He's going to propose tonight," she said, laughing. "Watch how I tell him no and make him cry." I froze outside our apartment, grocery bags cutting into my palms. It felt like my heart stopped. We had been together for 4 years. The ring was in my jacket pocket. I walked in as if I hadn't heard anything. Lauren was on the couch, laughing on FaceTime with her college friend Megan. "Hey, you're home early," she said quickly, ending the call. "Yeah," I replied. Traffic wasn't bad. She smiled, completely unaware that everything had just changed for me. That night, I couldn't eat or sleep. Her words kept repeating in my mind. "Watch how I tell him no and make him cry." I had planned to propose at her parents' house on Sunday. Dinner, family, the right moment. Now I could barely look at her without feeling unsettled. Lauren kept asking what was wrong. She touched my arm and said I looked pale. I wanted to confront her, to ask why she would plan something like that. Why spend 4 years with me only to humiliate me? But I stayed quiet. I smiled. I said I was fine. Later, I sat on the edge of the bed staring at the ring box on my nightstand. 8 months of saving, 3 months of anticipation. Her father had hugged me when I asked for his blessing. "Welcome to the family, son," he had said. I didn't know whether to laugh or feel defeated. Sunday arrived faster than I expected. I felt strangely calm, not angry, not hopeful, just empty. Lauren talked the entire drive to her parents' house. She mentioned a coworker's breakup, her mom's new recipe, a podcast she liked. She sounded normal, too normal. Every word felt calculated. How could she be so relaxed knowing what she had planned? I gripped the steering wheel tightly. Part of me wanted to turn the car around. Another part needed to see it through. When we pulled into the Bennett's driveway, she reached for my hand. "You seemed off lately. Everything okay?" "Yeah, just tired." Dinner smelled great. Her mom had made pot roast, my favorite. I moved the food around my plate, pretending to eat. Mr. Bennett talked about golf. Chloe showed pictures of her new puppy. Lauren laughed. For a moment, she looked like the woman I thought I knew. Then she turned to me. "Right, Ethan?" I hadn't heard the question. I just nodded. "See, Mom," Lauren said. "Told you he'd agree." Her father looked at me proudly, as if I already belonged there. The ring in my pocket felt heavy. "Ethan, would you like more salad?" Mrs. Bennett asked. "No, thank you. It's great." I had barely eaten. Under the table, Lauren squeezed my hand 3 times, our old code for "I love you." We created it during our 2nd month together. I gently pulled my hand away and reached for my water instead. Her smile shifted for a brief second. Mr. Bennett looked at me. "How's that big project at work?" "It went well. We presented on Friday. The client was happy." "Good. You've always seemed hard-working." That comment carried more weight than he realized. Lauren's mom mentioned their 40th anniversary trip to Italy. "Maybe you two could join us," she added with a smile. Lauren gave a nervous laugh. "Mom, please." The room felt tense. Everyone expected something, except Lauren. Chloe broke the silence. "I think Ethan and Lauren will figure things out in their own time. No rush." She was younger, but observant. "I'm going to use the bathroom," I said. The hallway was lined with family photos, Lauren as a child, graduation pictures, and one of us at the beach last summer. We looked happy. I wondered how much of it had been genuine. Inside the bathroom, I stared at my reflection. I looked drained. I pulled out my phone. 3 messages from Tyler. "Did you do it? Did she say yes? Congrats." He had no idea. I opened the voice recording from Thursday and pressed play. "He's going to propose tonight. Watch how I tell him no and make him cry." Megan laughed. "You're awful." "He needs to understand who's in control," Lauren had said. I stopped the recording. There was a knock. "Ethan, okay?" Lauren's voice. "Yeah, 1 second." When I opened the door, she stood there in the blue dress I bought her for her birthday. She looked perfect. "I'm fine," I said, "just tired." Her eyes searched mine. "If something's wrong, you can tell me." "There's nothing." We returned to the table. Dinner was apple pie, again my favorite. We ate quietly. After dinner, Mr. Bennett asked me to help with the trash. That was supposed to be the moment I shared my plans. Instead, we stepped outside in silence. "Ethan," Mr. Bennett said, "I can tell when something's wrong." I need to talk to you about something, just not tonight. Is it about Lauren? Yes. He frowned. You're both important to us. You'll understand soon. I just need some time. He nodded. I trust you'll handle it properly. Back inside, I told Lauren we should leave. Already? She asked. Early meeting tomorrow. She hesitated, but agreed. The drive home was quiet. After a while, she spoke. What was that tonight? What do you mean? You barely talked, and what did you say to my dad? Work? You expect me to believe that? I don't care what you believe. She grew frustrated. What's going on with you? I kept my eyes on the road. I wanted to tell her I knew everything, but not yet. Do you love me? I asked when we stopped at a red light. She looked surprised. Of course I do. I just needed to hear it. When we got home, she went to the bedroom. I stayed in the living room and opened the ring box, a 1-carat diamond on white gold. Inside were our initials, E+L. I closed it and set it aside. Later, after she went to sleep, I opened my laptop. I logged into our joint bank account. 3 large cash withdrawals stood out. I documented the dates and amounts. Then I checked social media, photos at expensive restaurants, events she never mentioned, posts suggesting I funded everything, comments from friends encouraging her to get what's yours. I took screenshots. I messaged Kevin, a tech-savvy friend. Can deleted messages be recovered if I have access to the phone? Usually, he replied. Why? It's complicated. The next day, I consulted a lawyer, Richard Torres. I explained everything. You're not married, no children. That simplifies things. Document all finances. Open a separate account. Move funds gradually. Serve a formal 30-day notice for the apartment. I took notes. It was practical advice. That evening, Lauren claimed she had lunch with coworkers. Our GPS suggested otherwise. Are you happy? I asked her. Of course I am. Her answer felt rehearsed. Later that night, Chloe called me. Something feels off, she said quietly. Lauren's been acting different. I know, I replied. The next morning, Kevin showed me the recovered messages. Lauren had been messaging Megan for months about Brandon Chen, a startup CEO, dinner invitations, job offers in San Francisco, discussions about leaving me. Then I saw it in writing. He's going to propose, Lauren had texted. I'm not saying yes. Why? Megan asked. He needs to learn who's in control. More messages showed her concern that I suspected something. There were also conversations between her and Brandon arranging private lunches. I stopped reading midway. The situation was clear. Lauren had been planning her next move long before Sunday. The proposal wasn't the issue, it was leverage. I took a slow breath. If there was one lesson in all of this, it's that timing matters. She had planned hers carefully. Now, it was time for me to plan mine.
That's enough. Kevin nodded and printed everything, then slid a thick envelope across the desk. It's all there. Timestamps, screenshots, backups. How much do I owe you? Nothing. We're friends. Just promise me you'll take care of yourself. I will. Outside, the air felt colder than expected. I sat in my car, opened the envelope, and read through the messages again, one at a time. This wasn't just betrayal. It was calculated. She had been preparing her next step for months before ending things with me. My phone buzzed. Lauren, where are you? You said we'd have lunch today. I replied, got tied up with a client. Tomorrow. You promised. I know, sorry. Whatever, I'll eat alone. Good. I tossed the phone onto the passenger seat and drove straight to the bank. Inside, I opened a new account in my name only. I transferred half of the money from the joint account, $20,000. The teller hesitated. Are you sure, sir? That's a large transfer. I'm sure. After that, I looked at apartments. I found one 15 minutes from work, 2 bedrooms, quiet area, available in 2 weeks. I'll take it, I told the agent. You don't want to think about it? No. I signed the lease, paid the deposit, and left with new keys in my hand. When I returned to the office, Tyler was waiting near my desk. Enough secrets, he said. What's going on? I closed the door and handed him the envelope. He read quietly for several minutes. His expression changed with each page. "Ethan, I don't even know what to say." "Don't say anything." "What are you going to do?" "End it, on my terms." He nodded. "Need help?" "Not yet." He squeezed my shoulder. "I'm here." That night, I got home around 10 o'clock. Lauren was on the couch with a glass of wine, watching TV. "You're late," she said, without looking away. "Work ran long." "Yeah." I sat beside her. "Quick question. Do you know someone named Brandon Chen?" Her posture shifted slightly before she turned to me. "Who?" "Brandon Chen, CEO of TechVision. I thought you met him at that conference." Her eyes narrowed. "I don't know anyone by that name." "Maybe I'm mistaken." She studied me. "Why are you asking?" "A client mentioned his company, said they were hiring in HR, thought you might be interested." "I'm not looking for a new job," she replied sharply. "Okay." I turned back to the screen, but I could feel her watching me. "Are you checking up on me?" she asked quietly. "Why would I?" "You've been acting strange." "I'm fine." "I feel like you don't trust me." I looked at her calmly. "Should I?" "Of course, we're together." "You're right. My mistake." I stood up. "I'm going to bed." She stayed on the couch, pretending to focus on the show, though her hands were unsteady. In the bedroom, I opened my email. The draft eviction notice from Richard Torres was there. 30 days to vacate. I replied, "Looks good. I'll use it soon." Another message confirmed my new lease. Move-in date the 1st of the month, 10 days away. Lauren came to bed later and picked up her phone again, typing quickly. I kept my eyes closed. Friday morning, I told her I had to fly to Chicago for the weekend. "Chicago?" she repeated. "Since when?" "Last-minute client presentation." "When will you be back?" "Sunday night." "Can I come?" "It's just meetings." "Fine." I packed a small bag, kissed her cheek, and left. But I didn't go to Chicago. I went to Tyler's place. We spent the weekend planning every step and considering every reaction. By Sunday evening, everything was ready. Monday morning, I felt steady, not emotional, focused. Lauren believed I was in Chicago. In reality, I was at my office downtown, waiting for 9 a.m. An email appeared. HR department meeting, conference room B, 10 a.m. I grabbed my coffee and went upstairs. Our manager, Robert, stood at the front. "Good morning, everyone. I'd like to introduce someone who will be working with us for the next 6 weeks to review internal processes. This is Andrea Ruiz." She walked in, early 30s, dark hair tied back, simple gray suit, confident without being flashy. "Good morning. I'll be conducting individual interviews this week. It's just to understand workflow and communication." After the meeting, she approached me. "Ethan Martinez?" "That's me." "Can we talk after lunch? You're first on my list." "Sure." At 1:30, she came to my office. She already knew my performance numbers. 20% sales growth that quarter. "Impressive. You must enjoy what you do." "I focus on consistency." "That's rare. Most people lose patience before they improve." She made notes. "Where do you see yourself in 5 years?" I gave a small laugh. A week ago, I had a clear answer. Now I don't. "Rough weekend?" "You could say that." She didn't push. "Sometimes life forces you to revise your plan." I paused, then spoke plainly. "My girlfriend, maybe ex soon, has been lying. I overheard something I wasn't meant to hear." "I'm sorry." "She planned to embarrass me in front of her family. She was seeing someone else." "That's deliberate." "It was strategic." She leaned back. "What are you going to do?" "End it. No arguments, no scenes." "That takes discipline," she said. "Most people look for revenge." "Revenge solves nothing." A slight smile crossed her face. "You're different." "Not sure that's a compliment." "It is." We spoke for another hour. about work, direction, choices. Before leaving, she handed me her card. "If you ever need to talk off the record, call me. Thank you." "And Ethan," she added, "whoever did that doesn't deserve your time." I'm starting to understand that. Later, Tyler stopped by with coffee. "You met the consultant?" "Andrea. She's sharp." "Agreed." My phone buzzed. "Lauren, how's Chicago? I miss you." "Meetings all day. Exhausting. Call later. Love you." I stared at the message, then turned off my phone. "Still acting normal?" Tyler asked. "Until the weekend." "That's when you end it?" "Yes." "Need backup?" "I'll handle it." Throughout the week, Andrea checked in for follow-ups. Our conversations felt natural. She didn't offer pity, just perspective. By Wednesday, she suggested lunch. We went to a quiet cafe near the office. "Do you have family nearby?" she asked. "My mom's in Arizona." "I moved here 6 months ago. Fresh start." "Divorce?" I guessed. She smiled. "Correct." "How long were you married?" 5 years. The last 2 were difficult." "How did you know it was time?" "When the silence felt better than his presence." I understood. "That's the look," she said softly. "You felt it too." "Yes." "You'll be fine. It's painful now, but clarity brings strength." "You should use that as a consulting slogan." She laughed genuinely. "Maybe I will." Thursday afternoon, Lauren appeared at my office unexpectedly. "Surprise," she said. "What are you doing here?" "I missed you. Thought we could grab lunch." "I have a meeting in 10 minutes." "You've been avoiding me." "Lauren, not now." She stepped closer. "Do you still love me?" A week ago, I would have answered immediately. Now, I couldn't. "I have to go," I said, walking past her. "Ethan, please." But I didn't stop. Friday night, Andrea invited me for coffee after work.
We met at a quiet cafe away from the office. "Finished your report?" I asked. "Almost. Then it's Boston on Monday. 6 weeks." "Boston," I repeated. "New project." There was a small weight in my chest. I hadn't realized how much I'd gotten used to talking to her. "That's great," I said. "Hey," she added gently, "keep in touch." She handed me her personal number. "Thank you. Ethan, you're going to be fine. You're not broken. You're rebuilding." "I hope so. I know so." As we stood, she added, "And please don't go back to her." "I won't." "Good." She gave me a brief hug, professional but sincere. "Take care." "You too, Andrea." That night, Lauren tried to make dinner. "Chicken and potatoes, your favorite. I thought we could eat together." "Sure." We ate mostly in silence. Afterward, she looked across the table. "We can't keep doing this. You're distant. I barely recognize you." "Maybe I'm tired." "It's more than that. It feels like you don't love me anymore." I met her eyes. "Does that bother you?" "Of course. You're my boyfriend." I almost smiled. "Boyfriend or backup plan?" Her face went pale. "What did you say?" "Forget it." "No, say it again." "Forget it, Lauren." That night, I slept on the couch. I knew the next day would end it. Saturday morning, I woke before sunrise. Lauren was still asleep. I made coffee and sat at the kitchen table. The envelope of evidence sat there. Messages, photos, bank records, the eviction notice. At 8 a.m., I called Mr. Bennett. "Ethan, everything okay?" "I need to speak with you, today if possible." "Come by the house?" "I'd prefer somewhere neutral, the cafe on Main Street." He paused. "All right, 10? Thank you." I left Lauren a note. Went for a run, back later. Mr. Bennett arrived exactly on time. "You look tired," he said. "What's going on?" I placed the envelope on the table. "You need to see this." He opened it and began reading. Confusion turned to disbelief, then disappointment. His hands trembled slightly. "Where did you get these?" "From Lauren's phone. A friend recovered deleted messages." He continued reading. When he reached the messages involving Brandon Chen, he stopped. She was seeing this man? For months. He offered her a job in San Francisco.
She planned to reject me publicly first. He leaned back, visibly shaken. I don't know what to say. I didn't want to believe it either. What are you going to do? I've already opened a new account, secured a new apartment, and I'm serving her notice today. Notice? The lease is under my name. She has 30 days. He rubbed his forehead. That's fair. Painful, but fair. I'm sorry you had to see this. You've treated me like family. Don't apologize for her choices. You respected her. This isn't on you. I'll be fine. He folded the papers carefully. May I keep a copy? My wife deserves the truth. Of course. In the parking lot, he hugged me briefly. You're a good man. You deserve better. Thank you. When I got home around 11, Lauren was at the table with coffee. I thought you went running. I did. Then I had a meeting. With who? Your dad. She froze. Why? I set the envelope down. Because he needed to see this. She stared at it. What is that? The truth. I spread the pages across the table. Her face lost color. Where did you get this? Did you go through my phone? Yes. That's a violation of privacy. This is a record of lies, I said calmly. She stood, shaking. You don't understand. Megan and I were joking. About humiliating me? About another man? About using me until something better appeared? It's not what it looks like. Then explain it. She sat down, breathing unevenly. I was confused. You weren't confused. You wanted control. Tears filled her eyes. I love you. I made a mistake. A mistake is forgetting an anniversary. This was a plan. She reached for me. I stepped back. Don't. Please, we can fix this. There's nothing to fix. I love you. You don't understand what that means. Love doesn't manipulate. My phone buzzed. Tyler, you okay? It's done, I replied. Lauren looked at me. Does he know? Your dad knows, your sister will, your mom will. You told my dad? She whispered. Because he deserved the truth. You please don't ruin me. I didn't ruin you. You did that. Just give me another chance. You had 4 years. Where am I supposed to go? That's not my responsibility. I handed her the eviction notice. You can't be serious. I am. 30 days. She stared at the paper as tears smudged the ink. I'll be out for a few hours. Start packing. That's it? That's it. I left. At Tyler's place, he opened the door before I knocked. It's done, I said. How do you feel? Free. He nodded. You deserve that. We ordered pizza and watched a game quietly. For the first time in months, I felt steady. My phone buzzed. Chloe? Dad told me. I'm sorry. She doesn't deserve your forgiveness. Thank you. I'll be okay. Then another message. Andrea, how's your weekend? Ended things today. I had a feeling. You okay? Yes, it was time. You did the right thing. I leaned back. Tyler noticed. Andrea? She's real. That's a good start. When I got home, the apartment was quiet. I heard faint crying from the bedroom. A part of me wanted to comfort her, but that part had already closed. I slept on the couch, and for the first time in a long time, I slept peacefully. Sunday morning, sunlight filled the room. Boxes lined the wall. Lauren stood in the kitchen. I made pancakes. I'm not hungry. Please sit. We need to talk. You have 5 minutes. You were right. I lied. I used you. I hate myself for it. Okay. That's all? What do you expect? Forgiveness? Another chance. I can't. Why? People change. Because I don't trust you. Without trust, there's nothing. So that's it? 4 years? Yes. She went to the bedroom and shut the door. I stayed at the table, calm. My phone buzzed. Andrea, feeling lighter? A little. Coffee? I'm still in town. 1 hour. I showered and left. Where are you going? Lauren asked. Coffee. With who? A friend. You don't have friends here. Now I do. Andrea was at the cafe by the window. You look better, she said. I feel better. Peace feels empty at first, she said. I'll take quiet over chaos. We talked for hours, nothing heavy, just normal conversation. When I mentioned my new apartment, she smiled. Fresh start. Exactly. You handled everything with control, she said. That takes strength. I felt empty. That's how strength begins. 6 months later, the apartment felt like home. Clean, quiet, fully mine. Tyler helped hang the last frame. You've come a long way. Feels like another life. Is Andrea coming? In an hour. He grinned. Serious? It's different. Better. My phone buzzed. Chloe? Dad told me. Lauren moved to San Francisco. Brandon dumped her when Dad sent the messages. She's working, but not where she expected. How is she? I asked. Miserable, but that's her situation now. I nodded. Understood. An hour later, Andrea arrived. This place feels peaceful, she said. That's intentional. We talked about Boston, my promotion, small improvements in daily life. You know what I like, she said? You say what you think. I learned silence doesn't solve problems. She asked quietly, Are you over her? Not completely, but it doesn't control me. That's enough. I want to try this, with you, if you're ready. If I'm not fully ready yet, would you wait? Yes. Then there's a real chance. She took my hand. It wasn't dramatic. It was steady. Months passed easily, no pressure, just consistency. One Saturday, she arrived with a small box. My things, she said, if you still want me to move in. I do. We moved her in together, without tension. While organizing, she found the ring I had bought for Lauren. What's this? It's from before. It doesn't mean anything now, she said gently. Sell it. Use the money for something meaningful. She was right. I sold it and booked a trip to Costa Rica. You didn't, she said when I showed her the tickets. I did. New memories. I love you, she said. I love you too. A year later, we married. Small ceremony, close friends. Tyler as my best man. Even Mr. and Mrs. Bennett attended with Chloe. You made the right choice, Mr. Bennett said. I know. Lauren wasn't there. I didn't feel victory, just gratitude. On our honeymoon in Costa Rica, Andrea asked, Are you happy? Completely. Do you think about her? Only as a lesson. What lesson? That real love doesn't humiliate or control. She smiled. And this? This is real. Months later, she said, I'm grateful for what happened. It made you ready. Maybe it did. That night, I thought about everything.